we're back. This time around, we're trying out a new preset with the all bosses and all relics stipulation. So we have to kill all the bosses and find all the relics in order to beat the game. Let's go. We're doing it with the Chimera movement augmentations. This is a movement-heavy preset, and I'm excited to give it a shot, give it a try, see what's going on with it. This one has the, what is it? The dash boots enabled at start. It also has discounted wolf movement once we find wolf. And I believe it also has free mist transformations when we find mist. So essentially, it's just a preset that gives you good movement options once you find the good movement options, which is nice. So it should be fun. And as always, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, like, comment, subscribe for your boy, please. It does help out a lot. Everybody who's been doing that, I appreciate you. Dracula, on the other hand, is giving me the business. There we go. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, and join the live streams. I'd be streaming live on twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. And by the time you're watching this, I'll also have a new video on the main channel. That's right, I have a main channel that uploads occasionally when I get down to editing videos, which takes forever. But by the time this is out, you'll be seeing it. It should be speedruns that don't beat the game, I think is the name of the video. It'll have a thumbnail with boobies on it. Unironically, that is boobies. What am I going to do, man? YouTube sometimes, look, the algorithm, there's no reason other than it's for the algorithm, guys. I would have no other, why else would I care? Boobies? Gross. Yuck. I would never. Have I taken down my Christmas tree yet? Joke's on you, never put it up. It's like daylight savings time, you know? You never have to change your timer or your clock on your microwave or whatever if you just never switch it in the first place. So half the year you just do the math. Oh yeah, -1 hour. And then the other half of the year it's correct. I do the same thing with my my car clock. Whoa. Yeah, if you're watching live right now and you want to check out the video, it is available if you're a Patreon supporter. So just in case you guys didn't know. Oh yeah, I have the fucking dash boots. Let's dash it up. Hell yeah. I think backdashing is still technically faster sometimes, maybe? Maybe with shield dashing is faster. Hard to say. We do get to, 1, get owned, and 2, maintain our momentum, so maybe it is better to do the running stuff. Yeah, because maintaining our momentum in air is pretty nice. It's also nice that we start with a claymore, because 1, it's good for movement, but it's just like a sword that keeps us from finding literally nothing to attack stuff with. It's actually kind of nice. Not that I really care all that much, to be honest, because I could be fisting these enemies and it wouldn't be that bad. But, you know. Huge skip. You'll love to see it. But yeah, I'm very happy that I have finished the video. I've been working on it for literally 2 months now. Like I have I have notes from like 2 months ago when I started writing the script for it, and I'm like, damn, it's finally done. Let's fucking go. Why is it called the Claymore? Does that have anything to do with clay? Is it a sword made of clay, perhaps? Yeah, it's hard to tell if I need the numbers on it. I think the forward dash is... I don't know. I need to know the pixels per frame. My miles per hour, if you will. Oh! Oh, we're in Dracula's castle. It's one of those things where you sign a waiver, right? Before you enter. Where you're essentially like at the door being like, I hereby swear that all types of fisting, sword swinging, spell casting, I consent to these things, and I sign away my rights as a monster in this castle. Whether or not that's ethical to have that sort of waiver, you know, that's That's not for me to decide. That's for capitalism, I think. I don't know. And in this video essay, I will... you got... One of these days, I'll talk about the economy of Dracula's castle. And it'll be a fucking... Essentially a... Communist manifesto. That video essay would go kind of hard, though. Whoa! Not gonna lie. Like, what the fuck is that guy's name? He's the guy who does all the videos that are like, where do the rivers go in Breath of the Wild and shit? What the fuck? That guy? Where he stands in front of a green screen and does video essays about video games? What if I did one of those style of videos, but it's how does the economy in Dracula's castle works? And then it's just a, you know, me disguising all of my communist revolutionary political opinions in a video essay form. We need to kill all the bosses anyways, but do we come back for this later? Is that the vibe?
It's fine.
I think so.
I'm gonna save the game.
Prime subs rise up.
Stop talking to me!
Dracula's castle is actually Galt's Gulch, otherwise Communist Richter would have killed him. Oh, yeah, we can bring in Communist Richter. Oh, Any Austin, that's his name. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna die. I thought my Soul Steal didn't hit him at all because he was off screen! Dude, thrust swords are scary. Sometimes you'd be thrusting accidentally. No, Tomato Anus is mostly speedrun guy. Speaking of, Tomato Anus does make a brief cameo in my newest video. Whether he agreed to be in the video, you know, that's neither here nor there. Do a collab with Dinner Dog for that one? I don't know, man. I don't know if Dinner Dog's down for the silliness that I'm getting up to. Oh! It's perhaps. This is really bad, actually. How am I dying? Fuck, man. This is really annoying. Okay, well, since they're stupid, I guess we'll just do this. So much for my speedrun. Dracula's just a guy that wants to go to space, let him live his dreams. I've heard that one before. We actually kind of want to do item checks. Well, I'll take a mana prism, sure. Eat the Chinese bun. No, I can't, because if there's video evidence of me consuming any Chinese products, I'm pretty sure I'll get a 100,000% tariff on my stream. So, can't be doing that. Isn't that the plot of Vampire Hunter D, Vampires in Space? Is that the plot of Vampire Hunter D? I feel like that's one of those things I should know. Not sure that's how it works. Yeah, if I consume product from China, I think the government sends me a bill for $10 billion or whatever. Me, an informed voter. Surely I understand what tariffs are. Do, 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 do. Yo, what up, Viral? How you doing? Here's the question. This is an all bosses, all relics run. We are saving Minotaur and Werewolf for later, presumably once we find Mist. So far, it feels like this is a pretty slow start, but it's not, like, terrible, I guess. Like, we have options. Like, theoretically, maybe it would have been better since we have Leapstone to go to Castle Keep instead of going to Outer Wall. Now that I'm realizing that, yeah, I think that would have been better. Oh, well. It's fine. He'll be fine. My hair looks cool. You think so? Thank you. How long do Summon Spirit iframes last? That's a good question. I don't know the exact amount. It's like about a second, I think. I actually don't know. It's just one of those things that I kind of vibe out. Like, I couldn't tell you the exact amount, but I kind of, like, can intuit the amount. Okay, I think we do put on the Ares. Wow, even with the diamond plate, doesn't matter. Our defense is 0. On the bright side, we should be killing everything in, like, 1 hit. It's just that we will also die if we take any amount of damage. I will grab the gold ring. It is nice to have. I think I'm also going to skip the library here. And instead go to Castle Keep first. That's the plan. So I'm not going to grab the gold ring now because I'm just going to grab it later. We're going to go to Castle Keep. Presumably we'll find something there. And then we'll warp back to Outer Wall is the plan. I'm trying to devise ways that these routes can be unique and interesting, while also it being, like, not a terrible idea. Fuck you, meal ticket. I was really hoping that'd be a library card, because that could help a lot with routing, but it's fine. Because if I remember correctly, this preset has a complexity of, like, 8 or 7? Probably 8. Most of them have 8. Which means that I do want to check locations that are locked by Leapstone. And the 2 that are obviously locked by Leapstone is Castle Keep, the Leapstone check itself. Ooh, Shield Rod drop. Holy. The other thing that's usually
Tribute.
dropped.
You steal men's souls.
Ooh, nice.
And make them your slaves.
The other location is the Coliseum check, but we already did that, and it was just a familiar card, so we'll come back for that later. What up, Crazy? I'm bad at the game. Streamer said the line. I am going to grab these because I have no defenses, so. And Shield Rod is cool. There might be a good shield in the shop. And the other reason why delaying the shop is actually kind of good here is we have money now, which we wouldn't have had otherwise. Who made this seed? If you really think about it, I was gonna make a joke about, like, theology or whatever. The grand tortoise or whatever that the world is living on. We're on the back of the world tortoise or something. No! Goddamn flea riders. Oh, yuck! Jewel of Open? Alright. That's annoying, but it could be worse, I guess. But I made this seed. It was just an idea that I had to try some stuff out. Tortuga? Ain't that a Pokemon's? Isn't that one of them there Pokemons? So it wants us to go to the caverns, which is annoying. What if we instead now go to the library? And maybe we can skip a part of complexity, because now we can do the fairy card check, which usually these seeds assume you can't do fairy card with just Leapstone. So the world is actually on a bunch of flea riders. That's why it's shit. They're true. Ah!
You're smoking my penis right now.
Taurus Forge, thank you very much for the 3 months. Ooh, okay. Gas Cloud is actually nice for us because now we have discounted mana cost. That's one of the upgrades that we get for the Chimera preset. So it's actually a useful relic. What? Let's go. You need insider info on the karma coins. Just look at Nancy Pelosi's portfolio on karma coins and you'll be fine.
I'm interested in this.
Sell, sell, sell.
I'm interested in
We need all relics, so I do need to buy that. Mana prisms are cheap. Library cards are cheap. Chrysogrim. I think we go Chrysogrim mode. Damn. Yeah, just Chrysogrim so we never have to think about damage again. Where the fuck is it? And then we just buy mana prisms. Oh, and library cards. Let's buy like 5.
Thank you.
Because this seed does look like it might be ass.
Farewell for now.
Show. I didn't buy a shield. What am I, stupid? Why didn't I get a shield? How much money do I have?
I'm interested in
Enough for a shield. All right. Leather shield it is.
Farewell for now.
Ooh. Whoa. This cape and this color combo is looking a little yucky. Don't get that shit that makes me stupid again? What do you mean? What have I done today that is stupid? Name one thing. What did you say? I can't hear you over your cloak. Yeah, that shit is loud. What would a Joel Librarian emote look like? Jesus Christ. We're cooked. Our brains are so fried. Oh no. Dude, we can't be doing shit like that. We can't be saying shit like that. Oh no! So we're 17 minutes in. I don't think my route has been like super optimal necessarily, but still feels like we're missing out on some movement. Better movement would be nice. I'm not gonna lie. Rip brain, yeah. Here lies brain. I'm having a funeral for the last of my brain cells later today. Wee 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 wee, doobie doobie, smoking that shit good. I'm interested in fish. So true. We all are. So theoretically, I can make this jump. It's like quadruple, ultra, mega pixel frame perfect or whatever. So I'm gonna do it because I'm a god. How do you do this shit? I think I've done that like once ever. It's really hard. Nailed it. First try. You know what else is really hard, streamer? You can just run jump that in this preset with Leapstone. I'm stupid. Thank you, Dirtdrac. I did forgore that we have the fucking boots. We have that boots that make you go fast. It doesn't matter because this is going to be gravity boots anyways. Copium. Gravity boots, calling it now. It has to be. Ooh, well, actually, we needed to go back up anyways because that's gravity boots, actually. So, like, I was right, but, like, one step removed. Dude, I'll say it. The dash boots are cool. They're very cool. I am just not very good at remembering to use them. Part of me wishes they weren't here so I couldn't make the mistake of forgetting how to use them. Because that actually does make a big difference, being able to check that early or not, but it's not that big of a deal. It's like slightly suboptimal here. Ah! Okay, that's a lot of damage. Hold on. Give me my discounted soul steal, please. I didn't mean to press that. Memory check. Memory is a skill. Fair enough, I guess. Ah! Are they the same speed as optimized shield dash? No, absolutely not. Optimized backdashing is way faster. I don't know the exact speed of the dash boots. I think it's like 2.8 pixels per frame or something like that. It's like less than 3, which is like the average you get for like bad solo backdashing without a shield. If you're shield dashing, you should be hitting like 3.1, 3.2 pixels per frame easily. And obviously, if you're TAS, you're hitting 3.5, which is literally perfect. They're slightly faster than backdash chaining. What is the exact number? Do you know? Because is it slightly faster than perfect backdash chaining or just like average backdash chaining? Because there is a difference. I'm just going off what Mott told me. Okay. I do need to know the number at some point, because then that makes a huge difference as to which movement options I go for in any given scenario. Because if it's faster than solo backdashing, that's like 2.8, right? 2.9. Whoa. Come on. Wait, can I not make that? Oh. For some reason, I thought you could make that. Yeah, that makes this whole thing way worse than it was before. The main thing is dashing in the air. That is true, but it's really annoying to do, I'm not gonna lie. Like, stopping what you're doing to make sure you double tap every single time you jump is very annoying. And honest, it doesn't matter in, like, rooms like this as much, especially if you're front sliding as well, but when you're jumping across gaps, it matters for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the boomer in me. I don't like the idea of trying to optimize the dash movement as much. Mostly because the double tap on top of all of the other, like, ways that you can optimize your movement is just, like, APM-wise, it feels a little weird. You can combine your down forward for front slide. Oh, you can. That is kind of neat. Yeah, honestly, I wish instead of the double tap, I wish it was like maybe hold the special button or something. That might be better. Just for like APM purposes, but I understand why you wouldn't want to necessarily do that. Or hold L2 or something. I don't know. I feel like it would make it more comfortable if it was just like a hold for run type shit. Especially if it was L2, like that's like free, basically. You could just hold L2 the entire time. Because if we're going to have the dash boots, I feel like you want them to be accessible. It's just an idea, though. Because I feel like double tap for run makes sense on other characters because their movement generally is much easier to execute. Because you're not spamming backdash, turn around, but it has to be a double turnaround so that way you're running. Like, I think it just makes the APM just way... And also you would never get accidental dashes, which is another thing that can be annoying, right? Be a problem from mapping L2 to something else. Yeah, I don't know. That's fair. I'm just offering an idea. we just need to find flight locations, right? I think I want to grab the teleporter and then leave for like outer wall and shit, I think. Personally, hold to run makes me tense my hands, which eventually causes problems. I can see that as well, yeah. I'm not saying it's a perfect solution. For me, if it's on like left trigger, I don't think that that's that big of a deal. Personally, because like, I don't know. Maybe you are right that it would cause... Because I find the other issue is that I'm tensing my hand more because I'm double tapping every time that I want to move, which adds more APM. The act of double tapping causes me to tense my hands because double tapping optimally, you want to do it like with literally 1 frame gaps and shit like that. Well, Leverless should be easier to hold down a button because you have just like map that shit to your pinky finger or some shit. You know what I mean? You guys are, I don't know, 0 players from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 would like to talk to you. All right, let's warp to Outer Wall and then Castle Keep, I guess. Yeah, that's why I don't play 0 in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, it's not a perfect solution, but I don't know. I do think double tap to do it optimally, which is the part that pisses me off, is it requires so much additional APM. And I do think it's easier on Leverless to double tap than on pad, but not by much. My right hand is moving constantly. Oh, yeah, you know, that is actually something to think about. Yeah. I don't know. Left pinky, though? You don't have a left pinky button on your Leverless? Not a lot of pads do, so I don't blame you if you don't. I'm also somebody who obviously prefers to have like a WASD layout, so that way my left thumb can also be involved. Like having a thumb button dedicated to up always felt a little bit too much for me, but again, at the end of the day, I think you guys are right that it probably is unnecessary to have a hold for run button, but I personally would probably prefer it, mostly due to the idea of like additional APM from double tapping to dash. Use thumb for map. Well, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a way to do it ergonomically such that it doesn't hurt you. But also, I do understand the idea. If you're using your right hand as your hold to run button, I can see that for sure. I already checked this. I'm dumb. But also, like, I don't know, when I was playing Strive, I was playing Zato. And, like, negative edging shit wasn't really a problem for me. Like, holding on to my Eddie calls for however long I needed to never really bothered me all that much. But maybe I'm just different. Built different, if you will. Up. Too stupid to play Zato? Well, that's the fun part, is you don't need to be smart to play Zato. Zato is fucking Unga Bunga. He's just as Unga Bunga as every other character. You just have to press more buttons. And also release buttons. I'm bad at the game! The greatest trick that any Guilty Gear player has ever played is them trying to convince other Guilty Gear players that their character is honest and requires big brain or whatever. They're all degenerate bullshit characters. That's the whole point of Guilty Gear. The whole point of Guilty Gear is that your character is dumb, stupid bullshit, awful, terrible game design, and I hate them. But that's every character in the game, so it's fun. Thank you, King Carpad. Guilty Gear is just one of those games, man. It's just one of those games where every character is bullshit and it's fun because of that. Whee. No, my Kai Kisuke is very honest. All right, motherfucker. Run cross screen. Fucking empty DP in neutral. Fucking head ass. Fucking. Charger dumbass fucking lightning fireball that's like plus 20 on block shit. Fuck you. But I would say that about every character. That's the point of Guilty Gear, is that every character is evil. Every character is designed to be evil. That's the point. I probably should have went back to entrance, actually. Dude, I don't even have a transformation. This is like ass, actually. You're telling me that like the transformation that I need for this fucking seed is... Could be sword card, could be entrance, could be Grand Falloon. Ugh. Yuck. Dragon Ball FighterZ got murdered because the online was bad and the direction of the video game made it much less accessible by diversifying the cast's roles, which was a good thing for the game, but bad for people who just wanted to play the game casually. Because when Dragon Ball FighterZ first came out, you could play every character by learning one combo string, basically. And then, like, the 4 character-specific things that that character did. By Season 3, every character had, like, 14 new special moves. There was, like, 12 DLC characters that were all busted as shit. It's like the power creep in every fighting game with DLC characters. Yeah, they eventually released rollback, but I feel like it was just way too late. And the balance of the game was already, like, way too far gone. Sounds like a bag fumble. That's the thing, is they could release Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 any day now, and it would sell just as good. Because I think that casual install base would buy the game again. Genuinely. Because obviously, Dragon Ball fucking sells. It's just one of those franchises that is immortal. Especially because it's like they already have a game. Like, all of the framework is done. They have all of the characters. If they just balanced the... Ew. Balanced the game again, rebalanced it, have the rollback update on launch. No, Dragon Ball has to be a tag fighter, unfortunately. The point of it being a tag fighter is, like, super important to the identity of the game, which is the idea that there are 10 billion fucking Dragon Ball characters. Having you use multiple ultimately makes for a... Like, it lets you enjoy the game more in a way. But I could be wrong. I personally think it being a tag fighter is cool. And that's coming from somebody who's not good at tag fighters. I do think that they are harder to balance, and I do think that Dragon Ball FighterZ was a game that was plagued with very unfun aspects of it. But at the end of the day, when you're just fucking, like, throwing the dumb fucking key blasts at your opponent and shit, and you're calling in your assists, and you're doing supers that look like fucking manga panels, the game's good. I don't know. It's just one of those things. where when the game is at its best, it's very, very good. Yeah, the game is not at its best when you're putting your opponent in block stun for 3 years, IMO. I don't know. They did a lot good. They did a lot right in that game. Like, fucking Super Dash is one of those mechanics that, like, most everybody was fucking shitting on it because it was like, dude, this thing is so overtuned, it's so busted, it's so annoying. But in reality, that shit was a very, very good way of, one, making the game feel like Dragon Ball, and two, like, solving a lot of the how the fuck do I move my character problems. Like, how the fuck do I utilize my character and get past all of the bullshit on the screen? Just having a button that's like, fuck it, I go in. Making the game more aggressive in that way was very good. Because the game was ultimately very defensive and always has been. Because as soon as you get touched by the opponent, you get a fucking party town for 25 minutes on their fucking shield or while they're blocking and shit. So ideally, it's like, you do not want your opponent to touch you. So everybody played defensive as fuck all the time. Which is fair. But, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they completely flanderized the game in the last couple of updates where they're like, fuck it, everybody gets combo extensions that last 45 minutes. You can now air dash cancel your thoughts about what you're going to have for dinner today. If you go into sparking with one character left, you actually summon God himself and Jesus. They come down from heaven to bless your controller and give you 4 new buttons that all win the game instantly. Which is like, you know, we didn't need to go that hard. Whee! But I'm also not much of a fighting game guy. I like the idea of playing fighting games, but I don't have the time to actually get good at them. So in a way, I am the core of the fighting game audience, really. Guy who's never good at fighting games, but still buys them and plays them for like a month or 2 on launch. And then complains when his ass is getting fucking mixed up in the blender. Saying this game is ass, they need to fix it. Shots fired? No. People forget that the casual audience for fighting games is the reason why fighting games exist. We can do this, so we should. Even though it's annoying. Dude, not having a transformation in the second castle is such ass. Oh, I have to change my controls for this, too. 1 second. Do that. You need to be this, and you need to be this. Go. Was that not a front side? Really? Where'd my dive kick go? God damn it. Does it not work with Chrysogram? Oh, that's annoying. I didn't know that. Dude. There we go. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Dude, it would have been sick if there was a transformation behind him. Dead ass. Can you do it with a shield, actually? No, you shouldn't be able to do it with a shield, actually. Oh! I fucked it up. I forgot which button I had the shield on and which one was the fist. There we go. I got better at it. Love your big-ass smokeless vape pen. You mean my fucking water bottle? Jesus Christ. You're funny. You're funny, Max. Keep it up. You're gonna do great things around here. I want that. No. Water bottle. Yerp. Cop pulls me over. That's my glass water bottle, officer. It's just I haven't cleaned it in a while.
Oh, he's coming. Oh, Lord,
Very
he's
dirty.
Coming. He's coming. What do I do? Help! Help!
Last Rose of Winter, thank you very much for the 4 months of Prime. Heard people are using their Prime on DBD. It reminded me to use mine. Nice. Yeah, use your Prime sub if you got it over on the Twitch channel. It helps me out a lot. It is literally free money that you're stealing from Jeff Bezos's wallet and giving directly to me. You could be the modern day Robin Hood. Much like Alucard be soul stealing, but instead of Cthulhu, it's Jeff Bezos. Can we put Jeff Bezos in the game, actually? I need it for medical reasons and hydration. Officer, officer.
Tribute. You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
So... Thank you, Sunny, for the Prime as well. You the goat for real, for real. I'm starting to think this preset's not the vibe. Because we are 40 minutes in and we have 0 transformations. In a preset that is designed around transformations. Yeah, this might not be the vibe. It also took us like forever to get flight too. I don't know. That wasn't a diagonal. I'm bad at the game. My D-pad is wearing thin. Oh, that bonks, yeah. Thought I had a setup there. I like the idea of all bosses, all Vlads. Magic Mirror, yes. We're going to be playing more of that again. I think that so far has been the preset that feels the most new without it being too bullshit. I still think there is bullshit. Because once you get the Magic Mirror, getting the Vlad relics might be the gamble part of the randomizer in a way. But ultimately, if you get the Vlad relics early, you're skipping how many checks? At best. Oh, thank God. Jesus fucking ass diddy titty fuck shit fuck. God. How long must I go without Soul of Bath? And now the fucked up thing is, does that mean that all rocks is the next step in progression? It can. Possible. Reading transcript from Diddy's trial? Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes that shit gets beamed into my brain chip. It's interference, you know. I got the experimental brain surgery so I could have a fucking advertisement button beamed into my brain or whatever. Or whatever the fucking shitty Black Mirror dumb shit. Fuck. Did you guys realize that the mirror in Black Mirror is like your phone? Because it's like, when you look at it, it's like a mirror, but blah. Anyways, what up, Vortex? Oh. But yeah, so far I feel like the closest we've gotten to something that feels very new but not too bullshit is the all bosses, all Vlad's magic mirror. But like, how many relic only locations could you possibly skip if you got the mirror early enough? It's like Merman statue and Force of Echo is one. Because if you have the mirror, you can check both at the same time. So you get essentially one location that you could skip. Castle entrance? Fucking hell. I should refill. You are guaranteed to skip Spikebreaker, if that's what you want to do, yeah. Because Spikebreaker is vanilla. Skill of Wolf, I guess? But, like, you're already in the Alchemy Lab anyways to kill Beelzebub. I feel like the best you can get is skipping the 1, maybe 2-minute check to do Merman statue, right? Because you have to do Succubus for the boss and also for the gold ring. I think that's good. The fact that at best you're skipping Merman statue in like very rare cases is pretty good. Oh, I guess Symbol, yeah. You could choose to skip Symbol. That actually is a little annoying. So it's all cavern stuff. But the thing about Symbol is you can go there with Magic Mirror from entrance as well. Which is interesting. That does open up route possibilities, which is, I think, very cool. Because that's one of those route ideas. Once you get the Magic Mirror, you basically have all shortcuts opened as well by using the Magic Mirror. It's really cool, actually. Yeah, the more I'm playing this preset, the more I'm like, we should be doing fucking Boss Reflector, I think is the name of it. That's the name Eldritch came up with. Boss Reflector. Fucking Mega Man X Maverick sounding ass. Dude, you didn't get the fucking armor piece in Boss Reflector stage? Noob. You didn't know you have to do the fucking pixel perfect spike jump? Diesel Bob. I'm gonna play Dark Souls 2. I read that as D2. Have fun. Enjoy guy in a suit of armor. Boss. Which one? All of them. So far, the only progression item we have found in the second castle has been Bat, which is kind of nuts. On the bright side, I think we are full clearing the second castle. So that's something. But still. Diablo, Dark Souls, same thing. Would you rather play Dark Souls or Souls of Darkness? For $10 billion. So either there's another relic here, or the progression would have been to go back to the first castle. Yo, thank you very much for the bits. Much appreciated. The hype train has been activated. You guys know what to do. So yeah, on the bright side, even if we don't find progression behind Galamoth, at the very least, this seed has been annoying, but we needed to kill all these bosses anyway, so it's not like we're wasting our time doing all this shit. Whereas if this was just a normal Chimera seed, oops, I do want that. All of these checks would have been basically useless outside of the ones that had Vlad relics. So it does make it less annoying in the just guess correctly Olympics. Oh no! I got greedy. And now I'm dead. Shit. You guys saw nothing. I'm cheating. I don't care. I don't want to replay this shit. Because I haven't saved in like 10 hours. That hit me. That's funny. Yeah, I activated the time reverse relic. Everybody knows that. Fuck you. You have to like space that perfectly. God. Fucking annoying ass boss. Thank you, God. Oh my God. Yay, we did it. Fucking, ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this preset might not be the vibe. It has nothing to do with me failing to kill what is technically the easiest boss in the game once you get the stun lock set up with the best weapon in the game. And also, fuck you, you stinky, stupid, dumb Allrocks is the next relic. Whatever. Very annoying set of logic here. I don't know. How are there this many relics missing, actually? Am I stupid? Oh, no, that makes sense. We just live in the worst possible timeline. And also, I need to go to Allrox's quarters. Progression could be at Spikebreaker. Nah, that shit ain't real. I simply don't believe it. Copium. But you are right, it could be a Spikebreaker as well. That's really strange. Yeah, this preset, I don't know. I think we maybe just got really unlucky with this seed progression, like the way the seed wanted us to progress, but it just feels really bad. And imagine if we didn't have essentially infinite library cards here, it would be even worse. Because at the very least, we can clean up the rest of the castle relatively quickly because of the library cards. And it's not even like we've been playing for a long time. It's mostly that we spent the first, like, 45 minutes of the seed basically shield dashing everywhere, which is really annoying. I think it's one of the downsides of Symphony of the Night when you lock so much progression behind transformations, is that it gives you transformations late, which is the thing that augments your movement in a more fun way. I think it also doesn't help that I'm really not vibing with the dash boots. I feel like you want to find items. It was Spikebreaker. You want to find items that give you options enough, if that makes sense. I think the big part of it is like when you're going through a section of the game and it's like, okay, another relic that does nothing, okay, another relic that does nothing, and then into another relic that does nothing. Which sometimes just happens. Like you just get unlucky with the pacing of the seed or whatever. But I don't know. I think it can be just really grating to just find nothing for like 15 minutes straight. And I think a big part of it is also just if your movement feels bad while you're finding nothing for 15 minutes straight. I think it's a combination of those two things.
What can I do for
I do think there needs to be a middle ground for sure, yeah. Lay epic randomizer centrist. I think there's good complexity on both sides.
Farewell for now.
Like the ideal randomizer is kind of like starting from the base case of like what is the ideal randomizer. It is, in my opinion, having options early on that matter. Within like the first 10 minutes, having like some sort of movement option that changes the direction of the seed in some way.
Grab the coins.
God damn it. Alrighty. Coin flip time. You guys heard the Super Smash Brothers announcer. Remind me in 5 minutes to flip that coin. But yeah, I think the best case scenario is that you find progression within like the first 10 minutes that opens up the castle to interesting routing decisions. And you get to find useful stuff along the way while you're doing that. Like you make progress along the way. Is it better to know where a seed is telling you to go somehow, but also that you can get extra along the way if you are able? Is it better to know where the seed is telling you to go somehow, but also know that you can do extra along the way if you're able? I think having a way to decipher what the seed wants from you... That was scary. Whether you work for it by, like, let's say killing a boss gives you information, or, like, doing specific checks maybe don't give you progression, but also gives you information. It's one of the reasons why the complexity system is really good, because if you're able to count complexity, you're able to deduce locations with, like, a high percentage of accuracy. I think it's another reason why I think, like, the Ocarina of Time randomizers are very good because of the hint stones, the gossip stones, giving you hints as to where stuff is. So that way, like, you're doing a check, but it doesn't, like, prevent you from making... It's like, oh, I went out of my way for this thing that gave me quote-unquote nothing, but it's actually information that lets me then determine the route for the rest of the seed, right? Because making a route and, like, using the information to the best of your ability, in my mind, is, like, the more fun skill aspect of Randomizer. Because, like, if I have info that, like, okay... Alchemy Lab has nothing of value, I can just skip it, right? If I earned that information somehow. I don't know if Symphony of the Night is the best game for it because we have so many limited check locations. But... yuck. Well, there's Final Vlad. Kiss the Karma Coin for good luck. Logical rules that everyone's aware of is good. Yes, I mean, it's the same reason why knowing how the relics exist in logic is like such a huge advantage, right? Like knowing for a fact that Leapstone unlocks, like if the only relic you have is Leapstone, the next step has to be either the Leapstone location itself or the Coliseum check behind Minotaur and Werewolf, Soul of Mist, or Form of Mist. Having that info tells you where you need to go. But also, if you have the option to, you can do some out-of-logic checks if you have the skills in order to, like, dive kick off of the books or whatever, right? So then you get to make the decision of, like, well, I'm already in the library with Leapstone, so I am going to do this out-of-logic check. And then the out-of-logic check can maybe give you some info, where it's like, oh, wow, I found Gravity Boots here. So that means Gravity Boots isn't my in-logic form of flight. Now I know that if I go to the caverns or whatever or something, or if I go to Castle Keep, I'm more likely to find like Mist and Power of Mist or Bat or whatever. So understanding the logic is a huge portion of like understanding how seeds flow and giving you like inclinations as to what relics can be where without it just being like spoiler logs open, because you need the understanding of the logic in order to make those kinds of calls, which I think is important. I'm going the wrong way. Like that to me is where the skill in Randomizer is at its best, on top of doing that and like having efficient movement and making those routes up in the on the fly, right? So if I grab like Gravity Boots early, like Gravity Boots is at castle entrance, I now know that like, okay, if I don't find anything in the alchemy lab, then I should probably prioritize going to like Castle Keep or something, because I know that shit's in logic, and I can do that along the way by going through Coliseum. Or you can make the decision of like, well, actually, maybe it's better to go Outer Wall first, because then I can get access to that warp early, or check the shop early, right? Those are decision-making options that come up. Yeah, it's basically like having information gives you the means to make better decisions in a randomizer, which is nice. I don't know what you mean by... You've asked your question twice now, and I don't know how to answer it. I'm sorry, Caldane. I don't know what it means. Is the possibility of a bad seed required for good bad variants to exist, or is it just outdated game development? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Also, game development trope? Is having bad seeds a trope? Is that like a thing? I don't... Maybe I'm just not like a roguelite understander or enjoyer that much to like feel like that's a trope. I feel like it's more a consequence of having games that are relying on randomness to determine the outcomes. But that's just me. I probably should have grabbed Mermaid Statue, actually. Or done that check, I mean. Whatever. I have to do Grand Floon anyways, so yeah. Forgot that I skipped Grand Floon. I also have to go back and do Coliseum as well. I don't know. I'm not... Like... Also, the idea of a seed being good or bad is very subjective. So as soon as a randomizer update happens, theoretically, people will become... They will adjust to that as like the standard, if that makes sense. Right? Because if seeds are like, oh, they can only get this bad, we have a indication of seeds cannot get any worse than this. Once we have the worst possible outcome show up, people will be like, ah, that was a bad seed. Right? Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. I'll grab that for funsies. Dude, this is actually really annoying. I'm just gonna library card again, I think. I think I need to buy more library cards. What if for every 50-50, the bad option gave you a hint to needed/fun relic? I think the issue with that as a solution is that you've already lost because the other person that guessed the 50-50 correctly doesn't need that information because they have the thing they need. Right? And also, it's a 50-50. If you go to the location and there's nothing, you already have the info of where you're supposed to go because it's the other part of the 50-50. If my options are go left or go right, and then I go right, and then a sign pops up, a Looney Tunes ass sign that says, shoulda went left, it's like, yeah, no shit, I know that now. If anything, thinking about that just makes me mad. It feels like I'm being trolled. It would be funny, though. So, in a way, maybe that makes it the best possible game design. Why does Grand Floon not show up here? Very strange. Your princess is in another castle ass idea. I should have went left bozo, yeah. Yeah, let's just go to this, because I need to kill Fuckface and Boo Boo. You're saying it gives you future info if it's nothing. I guess the issue with that is, like, that doesn't solve the 50-50 for win scenario. It just solves the 50-50 mid-game scenario, which is, like, still a solution to a problem that does exist. But I'm thinking of the scenario of, like, second castle go left versus go right. Right? So I guess if you're guaranteeing info early game, it could be useful. But then it becomes... I'm still of the opinion that if you just, yeah, I understand that you're spitballing, and I see where you're coming from. I think that it's probably better to force routes to just converge naturally, such that the variance of going to every location, like every seed requiring that all of the locations are, for the most part, homogenized. It turns into when you go to those locations is the deciding factor, not if you go at all. I think is like the best way for me to describe the ethos that I think would solve the problem, because in my mind, we had that solution back when everybody did everything. Mostly due to OG being the only relic randomization option. So because we knew that Soul of Bat was going to be somewhere in the first castle eventually, and Mist was going to be in the first castle eventually, that gave us enough info to do specific checks in specific orders. Usually just do as many checks as early as you can, as often as you can, such that you can get the bat movement as early as possible. And then it's like, okay, if some person got bat before you, at the very least, the location that you went to could have been you grabbing the silver ring earlier than your opponent. Or whatever. Like, there's still problems with it, but it homogenizes, like, the worst aspects of the randomizer a little bit. Well, the thing is if you find the hint or not doesn't actually matter as much. Because you don't need the hint to win. The hint is nice, but you don't necessarily need it. Because theoretically, you could stumble upon that route without the hint. Yeah, we'll do the coin flip in a little bit. The thing is, you don't want to add more relics locked behind more relics, because that exacerbates the issue. Because you're basically just pushing the issue down the line. Where it's like, oh, well, if we have more, like, mist-locked locations in logic be required, it just means that, oh, now whoever gets mist first has a massive advantage. Or it could force more backtracking, which then exacerbates the issue of, well, this person is backtracking through an area, but they found Soul of Bat way before I did. So all of this backtracking is now way more efficient for them, and it sucks for me. That's one of the things that people keep bringing up is like, oh, more mist-locked locations, more Jewel of Open-locked locations. We've tried it. It's really bad. Or at least it has the potential to be very bad. Because then it's like, oh, shit, I can't do these checks efficiently. Because that's the other thing is, like, having locations that have high value is, like, super important to even out, like, some of the low-value locations. Alchemy Lab is a good example, right? Alchemy Lab has 2 locations, 2 relics that you can check basically back to back that are both available as soon as you find gravity boots. That means once you find gravity boots, Alchemy Lab becomes a high value location to check, right? So skipping Alchemy Lab becomes a lot scarier because of that. And I think having locations like that is very important. Whereas if it's like, oh, Alchemy Lab is now split, where it's like you only get 1 check because of gravity boots. Well, now I'm just going to skip Alchemy Lab, which is like you're adding more gambles on top of the already gambly nature of the randomizer if you don't have higher value locations and like lower value locations kind of coexisting. I should be doing Wolf Movement. Whatever, I gave up on like optimizing this randomizer as soon as I died to fucking Kalamoth. Honestly, before that. So the question is, do we coin flip using the Karma coin? Because I initially started the coin flip gamble before we found the Karma coin. Which means it was assumed to be a Google coin flip. Coin flip using a real life coin. I don't have any coins lying around. Yeah. Yeah, I think requiring all bosses is probably, in my opinion, one of the better solutions. If we wanted more variety in the routing, we could maybe have a sub-list of bosses that are required that changes every seed or something like that. If we want to force more variety in routing, but I feel like it maybe would just become more annoying because it feels like you're doing chores. Less so than having creative routing decisions, but I don't know. I'm just going to toss the Karma coin. It's heads. Congratulations, you win. Surely everybody gambled correctly there. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. One of the reasons why I also thought that like all bosses is like a good way to kind of normalize routing is I was thinking about like Super Metroid, and like Super Metroid is far from the perfect randomizer for us to be looking at because they have a lot of issues for like luck determining wins and stuff like that. But at the very least, it's like Super Metroid is a video game that has a lot of different options available to the player depending on the exact combination of items that they have. But you always have to kill the same bosses every time, which means you need the same items every time, or equivalents of those items, right? You need enough missiles to kill Ridley. You need enough health for Mother Brain, you know? Like, these are requirements, so it's like every player has to grab at least 3 E-tanks. Every player has to, you know, have a solution, whether it's charge and plasma or whatever for Ridley, these sorts of things. And then optimizing those decisions where it's like, okay, I can kill Phantoon right now with just missiles, or would it be better for me to kill him later with better items? That sort of thing. Have bosses unlock areas of the castle. That sounds like a ROM hack idea and not like a randomizer idea. Does that make sense? Like, that'd be fun for a ROM hack. I don't think it'd be fun for randomizer races. But maybe it could. Maybe it could. Possibly a terrible idea, but glitches are such a huge part of SotN's identity. What if glitches were allowed, but always out of logic? The issue is that glitches in SotN are really annoying because they're either way too powerful or they do nothing. Similarly to the items in SotN. SotN items are way too powerful or they do nothing. The glitches are the same. Right? Because it's like, I'm going to be honest, I don't think anybody is going to do a fucking shift line glitch to check fucking Jewel Sword early. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's out of logic to check Jewel Sword early, but because I have a double heart refresh and a duplicator, I guess I can. It's just so fucking annoying to do it, and you can potentially soft lock yourself. Like, there's a lot of issues with allowing glitches in SotN because it, from a quality of life perspective, you could lose a race because of like some subpixel bullshit. Because it's like, oh, I soft locked because my subpixels weren't fucking correct for the shift line, and now I'm zipped out of bounds and I'm stuck out of bounds forever.
Tell me, what were Lisa's
So,
words?
I don't know. It's.
She said, "Do not hate humans. If you cannot."
I don't think glitches are the solution, unfortunately.
It's fine.
For theirs is
I think more than anything, it's just we need to agree on presets that are just more fun. At the baseline, presets that are more fun will help a lot. So,
Farewell, my son.
SM has no glitches like that. Super Metroid, yeah. Well, Super Metroid has glitches like that, but they're banned. Because you can do like map corruption, memory corruption. You can do fucking like all sorts of crazy shit in Super Metroid. Like you can do arbitrary code execution in Super Metroid. I'm pretty sure. But none of that shit is allowed in the randomizers. They essentially do like no major glitches, which is usually just like tricks that don't have any sort of instability or like bullshit associated with them for the most part. So. But Super Metroid's a very different game in that regard. Like Super Metroid is a game where that stuff is available and more consistent, right? The closest we have is like dive kicking off of an enemy to get an extra check early, which is like, that only shows up in like a few locations. So I think it also comes down to the fact that Symphony of the Night isn't like the same as Super Metroid, where like in Super Metroid, if you do a check, at least you're getting missiles. At least you're getting, you know, power bombs. You're getting more ammo. You're getting, even if you don't get an item, the thing you get still technically has value. It might not be the exact thing you need, but it's something that upgrades your character in some regard. SotN doesn't have that. If I do a check and it's the fucking short sword, it's like, that does literally nothing for me. It could have been empty and it does the same exact thing.
fear not.
So it's not super fair to compare them one-to-one like that.
It must have been painful for you.
So, I don't know. Anyways,
But you must
YouTube,
always
if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the live stream, twitch.tv/DragonButts. I'm going to keep ranting while I do another one live. So I'll see you tomorrow, YouTube. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
understand.